I mean, my main goal right now is to win a Division I national title when I get to college. But I have like goals that to lead up to that. Like this year, I want to win a state title and a national prep title. And then like another goal, I'm closing in on it. Win record here is like 204.
Matt Miller.
Yeah, Matt Miller. So, and I'm only 10 off of him. So.
When did Hunter come on your radar? How did you first meet him?
When he was in 6th grade, there was a friend of his who was an 8th grader from Rising Sun that I had come down to, he came to my wrestling camp and brought Hunter with him. And he flew around the mat, lived like an acrobat. I mean, I didn't think anything of it except, what's this kid doing? It's like, he's not wrestling, he's flying around. A little bit of time goes by, and then the kid that we were recruiting that introduced me to him, I think I went to see him or talk to him, and here's Hunter, and I was like, what's up with that kid there? And he goes, remember him? I brought him to your camp. He had real long hair. And I'm like, oh, I remember that kid. And now he's, 30 pounds heavier and still flying around, but you look at a kid who's in 8th grade, who weighs 160, 70 pounds, and flies around like an acrobat.
Yeah,
that's major athleticism.
You can't coach that.
No, you either got it or you don't. And we knew, I was like, we can work with that. Because you look at his dad's 6'1", 210, 215.
Okay.
He's like, all right, well, he's probably going to be close to that. And if he can move like that at that size, he's going to destroy people.
And that's pretty much what he's doing now.
That's basically what happens. He's very non-conventional or unconventional in the way he wrestles, and his athleticism personified.
Define unconventional.
There are a million moves, but basically about 5 or 6 are the things that are used most often. When he's on his feet, he does a thing we call the bullwhip. Like if you and I are standing there facing each other, he'll just, when the whistle blows, he'll go down, grab your ankle, and be standing up with it within about a half a second, and you have no idea. Like, whoa, hey, that's supposed to be able to do that because you're too big. Little guys will do it, not 95-pounders. That's the kind of thing. And we call vanilla chocolate and strawberry. He's on the rocky road. He doesn't even mess with the regular basic flavors.
2-1, switch. Last 30, we're slowing it down after this. Last 30, we're slowing it down.
You're a senior, right?
Yep.
And you made your college choice?
Yep. University of Wisconsin.
What was the recruiting process like?
You would think it'd be cool,
yeah.
But it was just like, it got to the point, it's like, I don't want this to be over, because it's just like, I can look at my phone, it's just blowing up, college coaches, you know what I mean, just from everywhere, from California, Arizona, all the way, everywhere.
Why did you pick Wisconsin? It's pretty far away from home, and you're
It is, that's
family.
the problem, my family's real close, and that was a hard decision, but just felt like a second home, somewhere I'd fit in, and really liked the coaches. I went out there for a world team camp up in Madison, and just fell in love with the school, fell in love with the coaches.
I understand they sealed the deal with you out there by taking you out in the woods.
Yeah.
What is that all about?
Wisconsin's the #1 state for deer hunting, so that definitely helps out, because if I'm not wrestling at him, at home hunting something.
They found out he likes, he should have been born in 1850 in Montana. They stuck him on a horse, gave him a crossbow, said go kill some turkeys. And that's right up his alley. Whereas a lot of kids, they want to go to a big party. And
He wants to go sit in a tree stand somewhere.
He would, yeah. Sit in a tree stand, do homework, sit in a tree stand, wrestle a match, go to a tree stand. In fact, I had to take Hunter's goose call, because he knows that stuff gets under my skin, just making noise for the sake of making noise. And it's like, quack, quack. I'm like, give me that thing.
1 minute, keep moving, guys. 1 minute, keep moving.
Wrestling has opened a lot of doors for you, not just athletically and academically, but I think culturally as well.
Yeah, no doubt.
In what ways? I know you did some really cool traveling over the summer.
Yep. So I went overseas to Europe twice to compete, and just the people you meet along the way. I mean, it's awesome just to get the different experiences, and I mean, I got to see different cultures and different ways of life. Honestly, it makes you really appreciate what we have here compared to what's over there.
What was the process for getting to Slovakia? You won a big national title, right?
It's called FILA Trials. So everyone in the country at that weight all goes out, whoever wants to make the world team, which was pretty much all like the top ranked guys were there. And whoever wins gets to represent USA overseas at that weight.
And Hunter Ritter, runner-up last year, champion this year, he'll be going to Slovakia.
It's really cool. You get to represent the country.
Yeah.
It's like the Olympics.
Yep. So that's also too. I spent a good probably 3 or 4 weeks at the Olympic Training Center this summer, just living out there, training with the residents, training with different world teams. So yeah, it's opened up a lot of doors and opportunities.
I saw a picture somewhere online months ago of you with another wrestler from a little village in a mountain. What's the story behind that?
That was probably in Romania. We traveled around and got to go to different like wrestling practices and see different rooms. And I was working out with this one guy, and he was pretty good. Like he was younger than me, but he couldn't even afford a pair of wrestling shoes. So I had an extra pair, so I gave him my shoes.
Top guys, let's go.
Hunters hunt, mathematicians cipher. He wrestles. It's actually the harder thing is to keep him off the mat, is to make him take a break. We actually had an issue with him early on. He was doing too much. He would do our practice, and then he would go to somebody else's practice at night, and then on the weekend he'd go to New Jersey and practice. And he wound up, I don't want to say being burned out, but it was definitely, he was on the verge. And what he was sick of was the fact that basically from the couple days before Christmas through the end of February, there wasn't one day where he wasn't either practicing or competing. And you gotta have balance in your life. You gotta have time, as kids especially have to have a chance to be a kid.
At his level, he can obviously beat, I guess, everybody in this room.
Including the coaches.
Including the coaches.
You and you.
All together, yes.
Right.
How hard is it to challenge a kid, like to motivate a kid like that?
Well, to motivate him, he's pretty well self-motivated. I mean, he's won nationals 5 times, and he's been on the world team and all this other stuff, and he's one of the best kids in the world at his weight. The challenge with challenging him, making him huff and puff, making him sweat, making him work, we deal with that by basically rotating. We've got a pretty good heavyweight who weighs 210, and we'll rotate him and a couple coaches in on him all the time. So Hunter stays in. It's called shark bait. He's the bait, and he's circled by sharks.
Nice.
And as soon as he's 30 seconds goes up with one, another guy goes in. And it doesn't take long before he's dragging.
What are your strengths as a wrestler?
I'm good at takedowns. I'm good at scoring. I like to, if I can really open up and let myself like wrestle like I can score a lot of points.
How do you want to improve your game at this point?
Just like every practice, come in and just always try to keep improving, try to keep getting better, because especially when you get to this level, I mean, it's, some people, you have good days and bad days, and you never know. Some guy can catch you on a bad day. So you just keep working and try to improve and stay above the herd.